heard that you're an actor. I know this because I know a bunch about you. First off, 75 credits. I'm impressed
Is
with
that
this.
what it is?
That's
I've
what
never
it is at
counted,
present.
Cindy.
It's 75. And I have to, there's a lot of women at home oftentimes that say to themselves, I'm very leery about getting into an industry because how will I stand out? Now, obviously, to me, it's somewhat obvious as to why you stand out to a casting director or otherwise. But are there some tips of the trade that you can offer to folks that you have found really resonate or actually stand out when you're in a room trying to get somebody's attention for a job?
Ooh, I don't know if I've been terribly successful at that. No,
Yes, you have.
I don't know. It's the Canadian me. I start getting all antsy about it. Um, I think it goes back to that idea that this is my time and this is how I choose to spend it.
Yeah.
Um, you will never figure out what they want. Is the great lesson that I have learned. They often don't know what they want. And
Mm-hmm.
so the theory of mind of going into a space like that, going, oh, well, I think this is what everybody else is doing. And so I'm going to do a version of that because that's the thing. No, that's the algorithm. That is not real life. What we're all looking for is magnetism. It's that
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I don't think it's a matter of, oh, you have it or you don't. I think everybody has it. It's just how much stuff is layered on top of it
Mm.
so that it can't be seen. And part of what I think my job is just being very clear about me. As narcissistic as that is, it's such a narcissistic career, very self-involved. Um,
Mm.
but being very clear about what I bring, what my tone is, what the note that I play is, what the bounds of that are. Can I stretch it in either direction? Can I stand in that even in a room of people doing other things? Can I just increasingly be myself,
Yeah.
be as clearly defined in myself and confident in myself? Now, listen, I have gone to auditions where they were looking for dancers and I had to dance, and I am not a dancer. And the casting director laughed at me. I will never forget. um, I was in a room of dancers and I was not a dancer, but I was going to do the version of me because that's all I could do. I did not book that job, but I was remembered by those casting people.
Nice.
I was remembered by those producers. The other part of it is, and again, maybe it's the Canadian in me, but I really do think kindness and collaboration go a long way.
Oh, yes.
I think this is a collaborative art. You will be working with a lot of people. It's a high stress, high stakes environment. There's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot coming your way. So really learning how to navigate that will suit you well. And I'm not saying be nice. I think there's a difference between a nicety uh, and compassion and kindness because you
Yeah.
can have a boundary and be kind.
Yes.
You can say, no, I'm not going to do that. Let's do this. Or I offer you this because that's just not a possibility.
Hmm.
There's a way of negotiating that, but people will always remember how they felt around you,
Yeah.
always.
I
And
agree.
our job as actors is to impart feeling. The feeling we have inside of us is to grow that, to be able to show that, to live that in a powerful way so that it transmutes to you. And that happens outside of being on screen. That happens just in being with people.
Now, I'm not one that typically gets starstruck as often lately, but I can tell you right now that you've worked with two people that I not only does my jaw drop, but they're very attractive, and I don't think they're single, but I'm like, I have to ask about this experience because I just want to know
Which
for me.
ones?
So for one, Lou Diamond Phillips, because I'm like,
Oh,
who doesn't think he is just Like, right? I'm like, can he just
Dreamy.
visit for like a week? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, he's one. And then the ultimate bad guy. See, I used to like Doug Ray Scott a lot until I watched him be like super bad. And then I'm like, please don't come near me. Like, you're very attractive and I love your work, but you scare me like a lot, which is a sign of a
Yes.
great actor. They're both wonderful actors. So I want to know what that experience is like. And also, did you learn from them at all?
You know, I worked with Lou Diamond Phillips on my first MOW.
Oh
So the
my
second,
God.
it was my very first piece of on-camera work
Sure.
ever was working with Lou. Um, and maybe that is the beginning of the idea of the collaborative nature of a set because he was incredibly warm. He was
Aw.
working with a bunch of kids. He had endless patience. He had a
Yeah.
great sense of humor. Uh, I just felt very safe around
Nice.
him.
Okay.
And I recognized the respect that he paid to the crew
Oh, lovely. Okay.
as
Nice.
being a real integral part of how we make the things that we make.
Sure.
Nothing is getting done without the hundreds of people that you never see.
Hmm.
And we are in the trenches with them. We are the ones you see, but every time you see me make out with Colin, there are 50 people,
Standing right there watching.
making sure my hair doesn't cover my face or that my shirt stays or that my skin looks gorgeous or nothing is swinging in the background or whatever it is. And
Hmm.
I'm incredibly grateful to them. So my character, Clementine Chasseur on Hemlock Grove, was a bit of a lone wolf,
Mm,
pun
okay.
intended, given the tone of the show.
Sure.
Um, so I didn't actually have a lot of scenes with a lot of people. I spent a great deal of time by myself,
Oh, okay then.
actually. And Dougray worked more with Famke on the other side of it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So I only ever saw him like in the circus or in passing. But I will say that he is not scary to me at all. He introduced himself. It
Okay.
was, hey, nice to meet you. Great to work with you.
Yeah.
Incredibly professional. And that is what I remember about Dougray. Because, well, and also I love a read through. I really
Mm,
love cast read-throughs. We don't get them as often these days. Virgin
mm.
River continues to maintain read-throughs, which I think is,
Nice.
to me, part of the success of the show. Also,
Yeah.
the fact that our writers are on set, um, and our showrunner is brilliant.
Yeah.
Shout out Sean Smith. Um, but I do remember hearing Dougray in the read-throughs, and it was as if we were on set. Like it sounded like a piece of theater in
Okay.
the read through. It was
Okay.
all like it was fully realized already there. And I remember thinking, wow, I gotta learn how to do that.
I mean, that is
He is
awesome. I
incredibly
mean, you get
handsome though, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that's what I mean. I'm so overwhelmed oftentimes when people are on a set, even if you just get a mere glimpse of them or you work with them for a day or two, there's so much that you take away from it. So kudos to you
Yes.
on being able to have those opportunities. And yeah, hopefully if we circulate this interview enough, both of them will say, well, of course I want to do an interview with Cindy. That's my delusional self. That's the other side saying, well, of course they're going to want to say yes to me and not everyone else.
This is what
Um,
we do, Cindy. We live in
yeah,
delusion. It is the only way we are getting
that is
through, girl.
exactly right. Now, I would be not doing my job properly if I did not use this as a teaching tool. Clearly, a lot of the things that you have done have been television based, of course, but they've also been on major networks. And so, clearly, one of the number one things that I hear from actors more than anything else is, indie's great, but I want that Law and Order. I want that CSI. I want, you want the network thing, which I totally understand. So, I'm always picking the brain and saying, give them a hint, give them something. Is it a connection? Is it a relationship? Was it solely this? Tell us a bit about how we can get one step closer to getting that network job.
I really do think it's building those relationships. I really, really do. I mean, the adage of like, it's not what you do, it's who you know in this
Mm.
business. It
Hmm.
has a very negative connotation because I think it sort of describes like having to do things that are maybe outside your integrity or that you don't want to do, but that's not what I'm thinking of. It really is just building relationships and doing things and showing up for people and being available for and listening to and being involved in things that you do not directly benefit from because it's not a tit for tat. you know um and telling people when you admire them or showing up to their whatever thing because you said you were going to, or doing this photo shoot because they needed help with something.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all
my
part of it.
my manager did tell me that because I had the same question many years ago. I was like, what is it? Is the quality of my work? Am I supposed to be in a different city? Am I just like, what
Mm.
is the like what's the hang up? You know what I mean? Like, tell me what I'm supposed to be doing and I do it. And part of that is kind of cyclical. I do recognize that there was maybe a period of time that I kind of saturated myself a little bit. I'd done quite a bit of work in quite a concentrated period of time. It
Mhm.
sort of lined up with the time I described that I felt like I'd been living my life on screen and not in real life. So it was a good time for me to kind of go and seek out other things. But during that time, I learned about producing. I produced a lifestyle show in Trinidad. I took a team to South Africa. We shot there. I co-directed. I did music videos. I was doing wardrobe and styling. I was an assistant. Like, I just
Okay.
wanted to learn. And so I made all these relationships, and they were directors and producers and writers and other actors and things. And it wasn't a direct line, but it still felt like it was feeding the same wolf, you know?
Get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, those things take years to come around sometimes, but sometimes it's also just being able to, like, I'm in a renegotiation and there's a set of circumstances and I've never been here before, but I
Yeah.
can call up my producing director friend and go, is this normal? Is this like, what should I do?
Okay.
And one of the greatest gifts I think you can give to people is the opportunity to help, actually.
Oh, yes.
People really
Yes.
love to do it. It makes them feel good. They don't want to ask to help, but when it naturally, organically shows up and they feel like it's in their expertise, in their wheelhouse, in their capacity, people love to do things for other people. It makes us feel so much better than receiving.
Yes. Amen to that one. Thank you for
So
that. Gosh.
give people the gift of being willing to receive.
Now, I'm going to read off a few of these. For those of you that have never heard of this young lady, she, of course, besides Virgin River, has been on things such as The Good Doctor. You have done the Flash movie. You have done Battlestar, if I can say it right, Galactica, and of course, you've been on Reaper as well.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a bit about you as the person. If
Mhm.
you were not cast on any of these, would these be shows of interest to you? Because oftentimes, as actors have said, it's a job and I want to take the job. But would you actually be a fan of all these different shows and films?
Yes. Even though I had never watched Virgin River before being on it, I now understand what people love about the show. I
Yeah.
love the representation of community and relationships and care that exists in it. And yeah, the guys are hot, whatever. Um,
It's a little point there.
it's fun. The girls are hot too.
Yes.
Um, It has famously come out, and the cat's out of the bag, that Katie Sackhoff and I, both of Battlestar Galactica fame, have never actually watched the entire show. So we're in the process of that, and it's really good.
Mm,
It's an incredibly good show, and a part of a set of shows at a period of time that I think really became the blueprint and kind of the skeleton for a lot of the TV that we're very used to now.
yeah. Oh, of course.
TV that really respects its audience and its intelligence, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. Rebirth was so fun. Um, Hemlock Grove was so like dark and mysterious
Yes. Ugh.
and quirky in so many ways. And I also loved seeing Famke Janssen in this very different way than we had seen her before, which was
Sure.
extraordinary. Um, Gosh, I was on the Twilight Zone and I
I
loved
love
when
that. I
I
do. I
was like,
love that. I love that show. It's like people don't appreciate that. Like, Battlestar Galactica is not like the original because there's only one original, right? Just like the Twilight Zone, there's only one original. Now, what would you say to folks when they say, why do they have to recreate things or why do they have to do it again? There's a whole fan base that loves it because you're recreating it. And then some are like me. They were talking about doing It's a Wonderful Life over. I'm like, back the boat up. Mm-mm. Jimmy Stewart.
yeah,
No, we're not replacing. So, for you as an actor and a person, is there that line where you're like, yeah, maybe leaving the original as is okay?
absolutely. I made the mistake of watching The Neverending Story again as an adult, and I was just like, no, this needed to have stayed in my childhood where it belonged, and the
Yep.
magic and the impact of that needed to be what it was. Also, I mean, I don't mean to talk outside baseball. But like Dirty Dancing, we could have left that alone.
Amen on that too.
Do you know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
We really needed to leave Dirty Dancing alone.
A
But
Roadhouse.
when I think of now, the success of Battlestar was because of Ron Moore.
Yeah,
Was the mind of Ron Moore, but Ron Moore is an extraordinary mind. And those don't come along all the time. So
true.
that was a very particular kind of marriage that worked really well, and maybe that's part of it, is that it needs to be in the right hands. It needs to be by somebody who is deeply compelled to do it, and
Mhm.
not because it's a piece of IP that can be regurgitated to capture that market again, right?
Yeah.
Very similarly to Carrie. So I was in a remake of Carrie.
Hmm.
um Now there was Carrie the original. Sissy Spakes Sec, bow down. There is no redoing that.
Yes.
Um, but what I and the remake that I was in, well, let's say it had some successes and some failures. I was dragged because of that movie. Oh my God. I've never received worse reviews in my life.
Oh boy.
No, that's okay. The thing is, I agree because all the arguments that the critics were making
Mhm.
after the film was done were the arguments I was making to the director at the time. So it
Okay.
was the very weird thing of going, see,
Sure.
they hate her too. But what I loved about that remake was that they cast me opposite David Anders, who is an incredible actor of
Yes.
Alias and iZombie acclaim. Uh, Fascinating individual, good friend of mine, David Anders. Um, but they cast us opposite each other in this interracial couple, which was part of the reason why I wanted to do the project, because I thought it was a really fascinating take on it. And I wanted to know how these two people came together, in the 70s during this period of time, and what was the thing that kept them together. Was he going to save her? That's what drew me to the project. Did it succeed? No. Um, So I don't think I can say like yes or no. It just really depends. Um, and is it a remake? Because sometimes it needs to be a complete reimagining, as Battlestar Galactica. It was not a reboot, it wasn't a remake, it was a reimagining of the building blocks of that story.
Yeah. You
What
bet.
if these things happened? What would we do? Um, and I think that is a more respectful place to start, instead of trying to recreate the magic of something that happened before, because that will never happen.
I
That will
agree.
never, never, ever happen. So we either have to reimagine it, or it has to be a continuance, or it has to be a view from a different angle. an inside look from a different character's perspective, or the moment before, or the moment after the consequence, or before the thing has happened.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, actually. And so I'm always telling people this because they don't believe me, because there's this fallacy when you don't work on television sets or on film sets that it is glamour 24/7. We're constantly dolled up and we're working. We're not sitting around for hours at a time. So just please let everyone know. Typical day on a movie set or a TV set involves what exactly?
Let me disabuse you of this notion.
What's it really like? Just let them all know because I know they're all thinking, oh my gosh, it's just 24/7 stars and all that.
Now, I will say it is that. And those of us who involve ourselves in this business, because there is no promise of tomorrow or promise of success or promise
Yes.
of security, there is none. It does not exist. Forget that notion completely. You do it for the love of it. If you can do
Yes.
anything else, do that. Do not do this.
Oh my gosh.
Well, no, because you'll always wonder. Or if you can do it at the same time. I
Yeah.
mean, I know architects and lawyers who are also actors, but
Huh.
we find the balance that we need in our lives. So let's see. Your typical day is that you will wake up between 3 and 5 a.m.
Hmm.
To be on set, to sit in hair and makeup. You will be
Yep.
constantly touched. The hair, the makeup, and the wardrobe do not belong to you.
Correct. It's another
Don't
bonus.
don't touch them, don't move them, don't eat in them, don't sit in them.
Yep.
They are not yours. If you need to do you things, change.
Yep. That's right.
But first ask permission. You will need to ask if you can pee, if you can eat, if you can drink, when you can sit down, when you need to be there. And you, no matter how you feel, no matter what is going on in your life personally, you must cultivate the ability to put those things aside
Yep.
and be at the behest of the crew, the camera, the story, and your character, because it is not about you. And that is the trick, is that it is about you, but it is absolutely not about you.
There you go. Yep, it is not. Literally, like I just I've never understood that. My husband and I would have an argument. He would leave, he'd go to work, and he acted like everything was fine. And it drove me nuts. I'm like, how do you just turn that off? Go to a set and you're like, I'm all in. And it's
You
like it
have to.
never even happened.
Yeah, you have to. Then you're going to work. Um, Maybe you're going to get off at a reasonable hour, maybe, but maybe you're going to get off at 3 o'clock in the morning, uh, or 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe you're going to be outside in the pouring rain or the freezing snow. Maybe you're going to have to be out there for quite some time. You cannot act cold or hot or wet or sweaty or tired at all. You have to do everything as though it is the first time you are doing it and that you really,
Yes.
really mean it. And then you will get home, clean yourself up, prepare for your next day. You
Hmm.
will learn your lines, you will go over any kind of physicality, you will do the things that you need to do. For me, I pack my lunch and make sure I'm ready in the morning. Sometimes I gotta wash my hair, gotta do those things. If you are a lead on a show, and you are getting more than 5 hours of sleep a night, you're doing really well, because that is the pace of things. Um,
Okay.
so you will do that all over again. You will sleep as much as you possibly can, and then you will get up early and you will do it all over again. And throughout the
Okay.
day, it is important that you maintain your energy, but also remain courteous and kind to the people around you. Remember everybody's names. Remember where you are in the story. Remember all the technical details that you have to do, and whatever physicality you have to be a part of for that day.
Now, just out of curiosity, how many of those hours is spent sitting, waiting for scenes to be set, waiting for you to get called?
And you would think that, oh, like that's downtime, but it's
Oh
not.
no. No, it's not.
unfortunately.
Mm, mm, mm.
You can't just like go off and do other things. It's not like you can, yeah.
Yep.
I personally I can't switch gears back and forth
Of
like that.
course. Right.
I can't do anything in the middle of it, especially if I have to do something very specific, very emotional. There's a
Yeah.
real crucial part of my character arc. You are holding it. However it is that you manage that energy. You have to hold it in a way, you have to contain it, continue to feel it, kind of keep it on a simmer, but not burn it out because you need to be able to call on it and resource yourself
Yeah.
over and over again.
You bet.
Um, yeah, no, there is doubt. Yeah, for sure. There's time. There's while you're waiting for other actors to get through hair and makeup, you're waiting for the DP to light the scene, you're waiting for the crew
Mhm.
to put down tracks and do whatever and lay things and do things and stuff and things. You're waiting for other scenes to be finished. There is a lot of what do they call it? Hurry up and wait. Um,
Yes.
and yes, what you do with that time in order to manage your energy is very, very important.
Oh, yes, without a doubt, absolutely. So, yeah, so there you have it, folks. This is what glamour looks like. And I always say this to folks because the eyes and the whole, oh my God, this Netflix show. And I'm like, let's just peek back and take a real
Hmm.
look, just like journalists and red carpets and all that stuff. I'm like, sometimes it's a passion, but that doesn't mean it's all exciting and there's all this glamour that comes to it. Now, you might ask yourself, folks, why haven't I asked her about Virgin River? I've waited this long. Why? Because I want you to know who she is before we actually talk about the show. And everyone has interviewed you about Virgin River. So I have very specific questions because, of
Okay.
course, I know season 7 started on March 12th. So
Mhm.
it wasn't so long ago, of course. We are 7 seasons in. Of all the people that I've polled, just to get personal opinion, this is what I've got 3 collections of things. First and
Mm.
foremost, everyone says, we are pulled in by the love story. And when we say love story, it's not one, but multiple love stories. That's number one. Number two, action-packed drama and intensity. That's number two. Number three, well, yeah, it's a lot of really good looking people, which people shouldn't watch TV and film for, but I understand that they do that. So, not only just as being an actor on this show, but for yourself, what does Virgin River represent to you and what makes you want to keep watching it for yourself?
Yeah, as you say, those three things. One, when we talk about the love stories, I love the representation of how relationships can go.
Yeah.
In that the women are often, well, the women are the heroes, always. We are the driving force to these stories, and I think that's
Yes.
incredibly important. And the men, though incredibly handsome, are often curious. They ask questions. They
Hmm.
listen very actively, very intently, and we will
Yes.
know that they're listening because something will come back around later on and they'll say, "You see, I was listening." Um, they empathize
True.
with women's pain even when they don't understand it, particularly when it comes around to stories of motherhood and particular loss
Oh,
that only
yeah.
women feel.
Yes.
There's no dismissal of that. And so there's this real representation of like healthy love that I think
I would
people
agree
really
with you.
crave, and that I think is important that we see in this world of dating disasters.
Oh, yes.
Um, I've heard how difficult it is out there. And, to be fair, I married my high school sweetheart. So I guess I have no comment there. And then the action packed and the intensity.
Yeah.
You know, even for me this season, little old me, the fire chief. That again, it's that same formula. The woman is the hero. She's going to come and save the day. She's going to give you that piece of information. She's going to be the one that goes boldly into the courtroom, into the dire situation, into the fire. She's going to be the leader. She's going to be the one that solves the problem.
Yep.
Um, and here are these handsome men who support her.
Yeah.
Um, And not only that in terms of the love story and those and that kind of relationship, but there's also the relationship of community, of your elders in the community, of the younger people in the community, of people who are
Hmm.
new, or people who need more care or more support or for, have different roles to play. But that feeling that we are in it together, that when it really really matters, that everybody comes together. We may disagree, we may not, we may fight with each other, there may be falling outs, maybe somebody gets punched. But
Okay, then.
get punched in the face. um but at the end of the day, that the solution lies in us and not
Yes.
I.
Absolutely, you bet. And to those of you that do not know, you were not on since season one. In fact, you did not come onto the scene until season five.
Season
So,
5.
one of the things that I always like talking about is preparation. I'm huge on the whole concept of preparation. So I would imagine prior to coming onto the show, you prepped yourself by watching previous episodes, getting yourself familiarized with that. But there are some actors that I know that when they learn, okay, I'm going to be working as a firefighter, let's say, well, they're shadowing firefighters, they're studying manuals, they are learning and getting hands on, really being method about this. So talk to me a bit about the process that you took so as to be prepared not only as a leader, but in this occupation, since you have zero experience in that.
And I'm 5'2".
Yeah, that's
No.
the other thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't describe myself as a method actor.
Okay.
Um, I would not. I definitely fall in the uh imagination sort of sensorial resource of this world. But I am curious, and I am a bit of a research nerd.
Mm.
I did shadow firefighters. I
Yep.
did speak to woodland firefighters as well as urban firefighters because I wanted to understand what the difference was.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what the training regime was for new firefighters, what the physical requirements needed to be, what did like how heavy do I need to carry, how fast do I need to run, and I work towards those goals in my physical training. Um, Kaya is somebody who, the thing that I recognized about her, besides us having a kind of very similar relationship history at the time, which I could, which I could very strongly imagine, was somebody who really lived in her body and felt so much capability in her body. Like her
Yeah.
body was this thing that just always showed up for her, and she put it through the ringer,
Yeah.
She loved the sensations of it. She loved being pushed to the edge of it. And so I wanted to know what that was. And so that's how I approached a lot of my preparation, was really
Nice.
pushing myself physically
Well, and
in order to inhabit it.
I'm curious too, because oftentimes I've interviewed people in a firehouse before, and of course, all of them are just so brave, but nobody ever mentions the obvious, which is this is a frightening job that takes a lot of passion and dedication and no nonsense. And your character, likewise, very passionate, very intense, incredibly serious about things, and how she conducts the way she does things to me is so very impressive. And so, again, I go back to you saying, where did you find that fearlessness? Because that is not something I would think that's easy, even for a great actor. Possessing a sense of fearlessness, I think, is super hard to try to embody and bring to life. And you're doing this.
Oh, well, I thank you for saying that
Sure.
because it is something that I thought about. I mean, one, as you say, this was a characteristic that I found in the people that I spoke to. But it wasn't, in the experience that I had was, it was not one of bravado. It came out of one capability
Yeah.
about feeling really competent and being in situations where you felt like the most competent person.
Mm.
And that competency went towards not your own self-aggrandizement, but that you were able to be in service of something.
Yes.
I can do it, and so I will.
Hmm.
Um, what was the relationship that I found with the people that I spoke to. I am capable of this thing, and I am around people who are not capable of it. And
Mm.
so that becomes the fuel for the fearlessness, I think.
Oh,
And
yes.
then um, maybe it's uh, this is my mother's number one complaint about me, I would say. She often says this to me. It's the thing I think that drives her most nuts about me. She will often say to me, "You forget that you are a 5'2" woman." And I'm
It's
like, what does that
true.
mean? I I don't I do have a healthy fear of things. There are a lot of things that I'm deeply afraid of, but I will say those things are more emotional than they are physical. I think
Mm.
uh, I think that's just maybe um, how do I know until I try? Is kind of the feeling that I have. It's yeah, I'm definitely of that school. Uh, I get anxiety about words, maybe. Like, am I speaking authentically? Am I speaking kindly? Is that
Yeah,
the truth of what I'm saying?
sure.
Uh, do my thoughts meet up with the way that I am describing this thing? I'll
Yeah.
ruminate about stuff like that.
Mm.
But like, um, yeah, physically difficult things or adrenaline-y things or like jumping off stuff or running into things. I don't think about that. I don't think about that so much.
To go do all of this. And it's okay because I can do anything because I'm an actor and that's what I can do. I have no limitations, mom. None. Doesn't matter how
Well,
small I am.
Kaya doesn't, so I don't. And that's what's
That's
great about
right,
being an
because you're the
actor.
same. I remember now. See,
Right.
you learn that, folks. Actors and real people are one and the same. Do you see that? They never leave one another, which actually is quite true in a lot of circumstances.
Yeah.
To those that are watching this today that have not watched Virgin River, please give them a short synopsis of who you believe your character is. What is the bare bones of her?
Oh my goodness. Kai is a fiercely independent person who was blindsided by things she couldn't control and is deeply seeking a sense of home, both in the place that she is and inside herself.
Yeah.
She happens to do that by falling in love in Virgin River, but that's kind of what Virgin River's about.
Yes, it is. And so I have to ask about the love part. Why? Because I can do that. Because as media, I'm like, I'm just asking what you folks want to know, which is now we all know this girl has a husband and
Yes.
she has now fallen in love on Virgin River. I'm going to
Yes.
venture to guess, say it with me. You know what that means? There might be an intimate scene that goes on television. So, so again, do you warn him and say, hey, you know what, we're doing scenes, that sort of stuff? Is he even able, like sometimes I hear that people like you can bring your spouse and like have them see what you do, things like that. You know what I mean?
Sure. I don't think he would be terribly interested.
Just another day at work, just do whatever. For
No, I mean, as much as I would be uncomfortable watching him make out with somebody on camera, I don't think that's, but it's nothing beyond that, I
yeah,
guess. You know, the funny thing is, my husband and Colin get along like a house on fire. We have them
too
over for
funny.
dinner. uh, Colin's wife Lucia is gorgeous, and I've known her for so long, and we
Yeah,
get along really well. So when we
sure,
have them over for dinner, I mean, it's just nonstop here. We're kikiing away. The two of them are laughing
sure.
and carrying on. So
Yeah,
they're also very similar people. My Colin and my husband,
yeah.
in a lot of ways. So maybe that's part of it is that like we know how in love Colin and Lucia are, and they've been together for forever, and they're still so gorgeous. I mean, Colin is just the most respectful person you have ever met. Uh, Colin and I will meet up for coffee. We often do. Even during the hiatus, we like to check in with each other. Apologies for the
Nice.
train. Colin will not set foot inside my house if Clarraine is not here. He will wait for me
Wow.
downstairs. Yeah,
Look at that.
that is the level of respect that he conducts himself with at all times in all circumstances. He is exactly
Nice.
the same person on set and on
Yeah.
the road. So you there's a lot of trust in a person like that
Absolutely.
because they are very consistently themselves. I've certainly been in other situations where I didn't really know what was going to happen with the person that I was with that day or had to make out with, and that's a less comfortable situation. But
Oh, you bet.
in this case, it is, yeah, it's just like
Love
it's just
that.
Tuesday.
That's awesome. See, so folks, this is the only industry where you can be like, we're going to set it up so they make out and everybody knows everybody. Because I'm like, in the
Yeah.
real world, none of this would happen, by the way. So I'm
No,
like, there's
no.
that. Now,
Yeah.
it's interesting to me that you have a character that you portray that is so headstrong and so fiercely independent. And so one of the things I wonder about, and I know you can't tell us everything, of course, because you can't give anything away,
No.
but when a woman falls in love and she becomes vulnerable, we all have to ask ourselves, is she going to start losing part of herself? And is that going to get too intense for her? And is she going to back away? We're wondering, at least I'm wondering, is this going to be, and we all hope it's wonderful, of course, but natural to her character is fiercely independent and headstrong and just I'm me and I need to be accepted for me. And I don't doubt that he will, but do we fear that maybe it's too much. Maybe this is not what she needs.
Absolutely. And I think that part of that is what we explore with Kaya in season 7 is that,
Nice. Okay.
here she is. She's made this decision. Okay, maybe we're not going to get married. Like, that's maybe a little bit too much to think about.
Right.
Like, can
Yeah.
we just be us? Can we just be together? And
Yes.
he's game for it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. I'm here. I'm all in. I love you. We've been through this thing together. Let's try this out. Let me
Yeah.
see what this small town's about. And she goes about really making a place for herself, and we see that in her friendships, the rebuilding of her career. But there is that kind of question. Is
Hmm.
is this really me? Is this a real reflection of who I am? And it's so different to who I knew myself to be. Can that person fit here? Is there a place for me? And that is part of what um, Kaya struggles with in
I
season
bet.
7. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, she has to kind of nearly lose it all in order to really understand her place in it.
Interesting. Okay. Now I'm not going to pick around anymore because I know what that's like, and we can't keep asking questions because then I'm going to want to know everything, and that's going to ruin everything, and we're not doing that. And I'm also assuming that we're watching the show right along with everybody else right now. Are we?
Yes.
We are.
I mean,
Nice.
the thing, oh, well, I've watched it. Listen, don't play around with the Virgin River fans. My girls have been
Right.
some people are on their third rewatch already.
That's crazy to me. I'm like, I mean, if it makes you happy, great. But I'm like, when do you have time to do that? Like,
People,
seriously.
well, because the thing is, people invite us into their living rooms,
Well, of course.
right? We're
Yeah,
like, but we're with them all. It's one of those things where we're with them all the time,
sure.
right? They'll rewatch a season, and the first time they've watched it because it's new and they're a part of it,
Absolutely.
but they're rewatching it for specific moments, and then they just want to hang out with us. Like they're just
Right.
folding laundry and making dinner and helping the kids with laundry or being with their husbands or like taking a break from writing or doing whatever
Yeah.
they're doing. And they're just like, let me just go see.
There you go. And then all of a sudden I'm binge watching and I can't get up off the couch and da 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 da. So I totally get that.
My favorite is people posting videos of
Excuse
their
me.
husbands who are like will refuse to sit down,
Yes.
but they're like standing and just like, I don't even know why you watch this stupid show. What's Brady doing again? That's my favorite part
That's
because
too
I've met
funny.
a lot of men who recognize me from the show and they're like, oh yeah, 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 my girlfriend watches it, my wife watches it. I'm like,
Yep.
no, buddy,
Yeah.
no, no, no. If you know who I am, you have been
That's
watching the
exactly right.
show.
That's right. Men, we're on to you. We kind of know that you might dig this, and that's a totally, totally cool
And it's
thing.
okay.
See? Listen to her. It's okay.
It's okay. You learn a
Now,
thing or two.
oh, absolutely, without a doubt. If I were to ask you any hints or indications, do you think we'll see a season 8? Because it's hard. Like nowadays, it's hard to get past 6 or 7. Not that I'm
Cindy, can I,
jinxing, not jinxing.
Cin- no, 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 Cindy, can I tell you, we're already greenlit for 8.
That seriously, when did that happen?
Yeah, we start shooting any day now.
Look
They're
at
gonna call me and
this.
tell me. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
this is so exciting. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you're going to have a little more work security. You're going to be doing, maybe we'll be marrying him. Maybe we won't. We don't know what's going to happen because I can't ask anything. Now,
I
because
don't
I've
know.
gotten it.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Wait, I forgot. You're only an actor on there. So
I
you
actually
probably
don't
don't know
know.
either.
I have absolutely no idea.
Now, I know that we've gotten everybody excited about you and your character and the show and everything. So now, of course, the big question. Now, there are some actors, of course, who do Comic Cons and personal appearances, things like that. If people want to meet you, do they have a means where you're going to be at something in the near future, any way at all that they can actually have FaceTime with you?
This is a question that comes up quite a bit.
Gotta
And
ask.
we, as the Virgin River actors, and when I say we, I mean me. No, Zibby has spoken about this. Zibby Ellen has spoken about this. I know for sure. Nothing is planned, nothing is in the works, but we
Okay,
have been consistently asking why there is not a Virgin River convention, even if it's just like a
I
group
agree.
of shows that are in the same genre. I asked people on Instagram just the other day, and like the resounding yes, please, yes, no, we need this show, please,
Right.
make it happen. I will fly from wherever. And that is my experience with conventions. Yes, there is the aspect of getting to meet us and also us getting to meet you
Absolutely. Yeah,
because we're behind the screen too. We can't see. It's not like in the theater where we can see the effects of
sure.
what we're doing actually on people and, hearing those stories and how it moves people and the place that it holds in their lives is also important to us to hear the other side of it. Um, my experience with like sci-fi conventions is like we're the entertainment, but there is a community that exists
Yep.
of people who watch these shows, and it is a place for them to gather. It's because of
Ah,
us. They're coming there to see us, but they're also, you guys get to be with each other.
agreed.
All these people who are passionate about this show and who are online and who advocate for it so much, and all the shows that I've been on. I mean, Motherland Fort Salem is exactly like this. The show has been off the air for years now, and that community is still incredibly strong. They still get together, they still are a part of each other's lives. And I think that's a really natural kind of next step for us.
I would
Um,
agree.
Especially a show that is all about community. I think we need to do that a little IRL. I think that's the next thing.
I like that idea, as a matter of fact, because that is kind of the natural progression because people love to share with you the feedback, what they like, what they've noticed, what keeps them coming, that sort of good stuff. And it helps, I think, a person as an actor or director or writer to really understand how they're getting to people, how they're touching
Yeah.
them, or the ways in which that they have moved them, of course. Now, to anybody that
Yeah.
watches this today, obviously you've always got things that are coming and going and all sorts of things in the hopper all the time. What's the best way to folks to find you on social media or otherwise?
Oh, I'm absolutely on Instagram. That is the
Yes, you
main
are.
platform that I am
Yes.
on. I've been focusing and really concentrating on being there and being present on Instagram. It's great.
Nice.
A lot of really positive interaction. So at Candice McClure is the best place to find me. I would, I am on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page, but I'm really sorry if you've ever messaged me on Facebook and I've never answered because I'm like literally never on there.
Got it.
And one day I will be on TikTok. I keep threatening it, but
But not happening yet. Not yet. Not
I have
quite yet.
so many videos. I'm just like, do I post this? I don't know. We'll see. It's so weird because I have a TikTok. It's Candice 8. Candice,
Yeah.
the same way you spell it with an 8 at the end, which I
Okay.
actually love it. It's like Candice eating. Candice 8. I've posted nothing, and the photo is not of me. And or it's not even a photo. It's
Okay.
like it was of a napkin at a restaurant that I took a photo
That's
of.
wild.
And
Okay.
I have so many followers, and I don't understand.
Well, because you're you, hello. I mean, why do you think you got all these followers? And
No, so
plus,
to the 30 people who follow me now, thank you so much.
and
I'll
they're
post
looking for
something.
BTS. That's a lot of it too. Like I know how people are when they're like, "Oh, new season's coming out of something," so they're always looking for, let's see the behind the scenes shots or give us a little tidbit and that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
That
I'm
sort of
about
thing.
to post some BTS right now.
Ooh,
It was literally my next post
look at
was,
that. And
yeah.
also, folks, just so you know, that's how I learned about her. I actually I went through her social media, obviously watching and listening to your other interviews, etc. And so this is what I want to say to you as the interviewer here. I have learned through my husband and through interviewing so many other actors that one of the things that you folks are lacking in is getting enough appreciation and acknowledgement for the things that you do. I know that I speak for probably millions of people around the world right now to say just this. One of the most incredible things that you do without even thinking about it is true talent impresses and inspires and engages and entertains individuals. And you've managed to do this for decades now, and you do it so easily and so impressively. And I don't think you hear often enough how grateful that all of us are that your job exists and in the capacity in which you do it in. I think it's important for you to remember how many lives that you're touching. And I realize how difficult of a profession this is. And there's so much that can go wrong, and you're working in it and you're doing it and you're succeeding in it and you're not giving up. And that's wonderful. So I just want to say, on behalf of everyone, how much we appreciate and acknowledge you. And we thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much. And I am
Absolutely.
reminded of all the performances and actors and musicians and writers and artists that I have been affected by. So I understand the appreciation and I receive it really gratefully. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. You betcha.